Hello everyone, welcome to our first tutorial. In today's tutorial, we are going to see how we can use this Mendely software in citing a reference in MS Word. The four things which we are going to study in our first tutorial are that why do we need Mendely, how to download this Mendely, how we can upload files in Mendely, and the most important thing, how we can cite in MS Word using this Mendely. So let's begin. In the first part is that why do we need Mendely? So if we see any research paper, what we can see is that we need actual references while writing any article or any journal. Now the number of references might vary. Out here we can see around 43 references, but once we go to some review papers or write any thesis, we can see the number of references might rise above 100. What the problem occurs is that we need to actually format each and every references, but once it exceeds 100 or becomes more than that, it becomes quite difficult to actually minutely observe each and every reference and format it. And that's why Mendely is very much required in our case. The next thing is how to download this Mendely. For downloading Mendely, you just need to go to Google and just write this Mendely desktop. Okay, it is coming here, Mendely desktop, and here the first option, download Mendely desktop. If we go here, what you can observe is that it gives an option for downloading this Mendely desktop for Windows, and others are also there for Mac and Linux, but currently I am using Windows, so I have downloaded from here. So once you click here, your download will begin automatically. I previously downloaded this, and so once you open this Mendely desktop after downloading, it looks something like this. We have to actually put a login ID and password in order to just register in this Mendely desktop, and it's completely free. Fine. So this is the way in which we can actually download our Mendely desktop. Now we want to see how we can use this Mendely desktop in citing a particular reference. Out here in this Mendely desktop, there are various options. And here are various folders which I have created, but for this tutorial purpose I have created a folder named as tutorial. One important thing we have to remember is that while citing a particular reference through Mendely, we actually need to save or download the paper and keep it in a particular folder. Suppose I want to cite this paper. Okay, for that I need to actually download this paper and keep it in a particular folder. Now we actually need to drag this paper into the Mendely folder. Once I drag this paper, what I can see is that it shows the author name, the title, the year of publication, and the paper details. Okay, and here in this column also it shows all the details about this paper, like the volume, the issue, and the page number. It seems quite interesting. Now another way of importing the paper is that using this add option. So out here, once you click this add, I can actually add files and go to the particular folder. And suppose I need to add this paper, so I click this paper, click open, and here we again can see I can actually access this file also through this add option. Now instead of importing each and every paper, suppose you have a folder in which there are at least 10 to 15 papers. In that case, what you can do is that you can click this add, you can click this drop down menu. From this drop down menu you can click this add folder. You can go to a particular folder, okay, and then click OK. What happens is that once you click OK, all the papers or all the articles in that folder will be imported in this particular Mendely desktop. So here we can see how we can actually import the articles and keep it in Mendely desktop. So one important thing is that once you have kept all these papers in this Mendely desktop, you can access it from anywhere after logging in it. Suppose you have this Mendely desktop in your lab computer, and you have all the PDF files in your lab computer, but you have to access this Mendely desktop from your room where you have this laptop, and suppose you don't have the PDF files in your laptop. So it won't be a problem, because once you have uploaded those papers in this Mendely desktop, it stores it there and you can access it from wherever you want. So it's quite an advantage. And it here also shows the paper. Okay, so once you click here, this PDF file, here you can also read the PDF file. Fine, so it seems quite interesting. The next thing, how we can actually cite these articles these papers in our article. For citing a particular reference in an article, we first need to open this Word. Suppose we are preparing this article, okay, and once we need to give the citations, first we have to go to references, but here in references we don't see any such options for Mendeley. Now what we need to do, we actually need to install the Mendeley plugin. So we have to first close this Word file, go to this Mendeley. In the tools part here, what we can see, install MS Word plugin. So from Mendeley we can actually install the MS Word plugin. We need to click here. So it shows that plugin is installed. Sometimes what happens is that once your MS Word is open, it will ask you to close this MS Word, and after that this plugin will be installed. So click OK. Again, let's check whether our plugin is installed or not. So we click this MS Word is open here, and let's go to references, and here what we can say is that here this reference part has changed a bit, and here we can see the options for Mendeley has appeared. Now what we need to do is that we need to actually use these options in citing a particular reference. For that we need to actually click this insert citation. Suppose we need to insert a reference after this statement, okay, after this sentence we need to insert a reference, and the reference we need to insert is suppose this one, okay, this pegylated nanoparticles, etc. For that what we need to do is that we need to click this insert citation option, okay. Once we click this insert citation option, we need to go to this Mendeley, okay, and once we click this go to Mendeley, we can scroll through all the folders or click the particular folder. Suppose this folder, tutorial folder, and this paper we need to cite. So once we click this paper, okay, we can see it is highlighted, and then we can find an option called cite, okay. We need to click this one. Here we can see cite. We need to click this cite, and once we click this cite, what we can see is that after formatting citation, it gives a number called 1, okay. And suppose we actually need to cite another paper after this statement, okay, PhD thesis, we need to cite another paper. So again, in the similar fashion, we can go to insert citation, we can go to Mendeley. Suppose we need to cite another paper, not from this folder, suppose some other folder, okay. So here we can go to another folder, we can scroll through any paper. Suppose this paper we want to cite, or rather this paper. So what we can do is that, let's see some recent paper here, okay. So here we can click this paper, and then we can again cite. So here we can see the two appears. Now we have cited these two papers, but we actually can't see the reference name. So for that, actually what we need to do is that, suppose you are writing an article and you are going to give the citations while writing this article, and make sure that you make a separate part for reference, okay. So in this part, what you can do is that once you click this once you make this reference part, you can go to insert bibliography. Here it is showing insert bibliography. Click this insert bibliography, and there, and you can see the two citations have appeared. So here you can see all the author's name, okay, the title of the paper, name of this this paper, year, volume, issue, page number, and even the DOI. Now one thing you can question is that different papers have different format. So I don't need this format, I need some different format, okay. So how can we change this format and style? For changing a particular style, what we need to do is that we need to go to this style option known as this or format option. Here it is shown here ACS catalysis, but various options or various type of styles are given out here. Suppose we need to cite this in sort of nature, okay. So once we click this nature, here we can see it shows the author name in this way, and gives a title and etc. So interesting, what you can see here is that instead of manually changing all these references, once you click a particular journal name, okay, once you select a particular journal, it automatically actually formats itself in that particular journal reference format. Okay, so out of this list of citations, suppose I need another paper. I need to cite I need actually the citation style for JPCB. Okay, so what we can do is that we can't actually find this JPCB out here, so we can go to more styles. Once we click this more style, we can see another citation style bar appears. Here there are various options like install, get more styles, etc. In this get more style, what we want to do is that we want to select the citation style we actually need to put in our article. But before that, we can actually go to installed and see whether this JPCB is installed or not. So we can see nothing in J is installed out here. So JPCB, what we can see is the Journal of Physical Chemistry here. Once we write Journal of Physical Chemistry, it appears Journal of Physical Chemistry AB. So Journal of Physical Chemistry B. So we click this Journal of Chemical Physics, Physical Chemistry B, click install, and here we can see in this faint watermark installed is being shown. And again, once we go to this installed part, and once we scroll here we can see JPCB appears. So the Journal of Physical Chemistry, we use this style, we click here, okay, use this style, click here, it is selected, and then click done. And once you click here, again you can see it appears in JPCB style. So it's quite interesting that once you actually change the format of your reference, once you need to change the format, you can actually select the particular style in which you can change. You need to actually write your article, and similarly you can change the format. So this was all for the first tutorial. In the first part of Mendeley tutorial, we saw why we need this Mendeley and how to download this Mendeley software, how we can actually upload files in Mendeley, and how we can use this Mendeley software in citing a particular reference in MS Word. In our next tutorial on Mendeley, we are going to see how we can merge multiple citations in Mendeley, how we can insert, edit or delete a particular citation while writing an article in Mendeley, and can we actually use references without importing a particular PDF file. So how can we import references without downloading PDF files? We are going to see in the next part of this Mendeley tutorial. So thank you very much for watching this video. We'll meet you once again in our next tutorial.